Okay, be honest. Have you ever looked at the chart, saw two squiggly lines touch, and immediately thought, yeah, that's it. That's the sign. This thing's about to move. You zoom in, draw 17 trend lines, change your RSI settings twice, and suddenly you're not analyzing anymore. You're building a conspiracy theory. Look, it bounced exactly where it bounced in 2017 on a Wednesday during a lunar eclipse. Obviously, it's bullish. And then you enter, you smile, and the market hits your trade into the sun faster than you can say risk management. My friend, that wasn't intuition. That was your brain running confirmation bias like it just got a promotion. And today we are calling it out because this episode we are diving into why your brain lies to you, why it feels so right when it's so wrong, and how to trade without turning every chart into your personal fan fiction. Let's go! Let's start with how your brain is wired. It's a pattern junkie. And back in the caveman days, it was helpful. See something rustling? Might be a tiger, might be the wind. Better safe than saber-tooth, Joe. Fast forward to today, and now that same instinct is out here screaming, that's a police pennant! No, bro, that's two random candles on Friday before NFP. This is called pareidolia, seeing patterns where there are nones. You see Jesus in toes or double bottom in a sideways mask. Why does this happen? Because recognizing something familiar is cheap for your brain. Less energy, more dopamine. Ah, yes, this looks like the thing that worked last time. The result? A false sense of confidence in what may just be statistical garbage. Once your brain decides, I am bullish, it becomes a hype machine. Every little uptick, evidence. Every candle that doesn't puke immediately, see, told you so. Meanwhile, volume is dead, RSI is weeping, and the vet just sneezed. But nope, you're zooming in, screenshotting, and prepping your victory tweet. Confirmation bias doesn't just bend your logic, it duct tapes your eyes shut and say, shh, only good vibes now. And here's the thing, this is why discipline matters. And why you need tools that catch you before you spiral. So, if you want to get serious about cutting the bias and start building real systems that protect your trading capital, go to starseedfx.com. You will get a free trading journal to track your setups, a smart lot size calculator that adjusts to your risk appetite, and access to our community of traders who are also learning how to trade without turning every chart into a conspiracy theory. Because this mental game is winnable if you have got the right tools and support behind you. Alright, back to the breakdown. Once you are in the confirmation loop, picture this. You spot an inverse head and shoulder. You get excited. You name it. Maybe you even whisper to it, come on, neckline breakout. Now, suddenly, every green candle is a sign. Every tick in your favor is divine confirmation. But momentum is dying. Volume is suspiciously quiet. There is a gigantic supply zone above, and your trade on life support. But your brain still singing, it's all coming together. Steinbarger called this overweighting supporting evidence. It's like building a house using only bricks that agree with you and tossing the rest into the denial dumpster. Eye tracking study shows we literally stare longer at things that confirm our ideas. That bearish divergent, you glance at it like it was an ad for socks. The bullish engulfing, you locked in like it was a lottery ticket. We don't trade what we see, we trade what we want to see. And that right there is the trap. Be honest. What's the dumbest thing you have ever convinced yourself was a bullish signal? Mine? A 5 minute candle that looked confident. It had alpha energy, so I entered. It immediately fell 200 pips like it remembered it had student loans. Drop your most ridiculous I believed in it trade logic below. Bonus point if it involved astrology, gut feelings, or your pet's reaction to the chart. Let's talk pain. A study found that traders who sought out converting opinions online, forums, chat rooms, the whole echo chamber, ended up more confident, more active, and more broke. Why? Because they didn't want the truth. They wanted backup dancers for their bad ideas. Even pro traders fall into this, especially after a hot streak. They think they are in tune with the market. Nah, you are just emotionally drunk on being right. There is also hindsight bias. You remember your winning trade as clear and obvious setups. Meanwhile, your losers? I was just early. My broker slipped me. Mercury was retrograde and it was also a full moon. You keep rewriting the past to fit your current story, and that makes you bolder in the wrong direction. In trading, being confident is good, but being wrong confidently, that's expensive. Quick poll. How many of your losing trades started with, it's just early? And how many of your winning trades got instantly rewritten in your brain as obvious from the start? Like you are the Nostradamus of NASDAQ. Tell me your best I totally saw that coming lie to yourself moment. Let's build a support group for traders with selective memory and inflated backstories. So, what do the pros do? They install mental airbags. Step 1. Pre-trade checklist. Not, is it bullish? But, what would a bear see right now? If the answer is a trap, maybe don't YOLO full margin. They flip chart upside down, remove symbols, hide the time frames. If the setup still looks good, it's real. If not, you just fell in love with your own opinion. They journal, not just trades, but thoughts, what they felt, what they feared. Then they go back and review like game tape. Some use rule-based systems with zero discretion. No emotional calls. No, I feel bullish either. The checklist says go or you don't. Some even have a contrarian signal on their dashboard. If everything looks perfect, but that one signal say run, they take a step back. Because sometimes the only honest voice in the room is the one that disagrees. Real talk. Have you ever flipped the chart upside down, realized the setup was garbage, and still took the trade? I once traded an inverted chart that looked like Batman's head and shoulder. Spoiler? Batman failed. So did my account. Drop your weirdest pre-trade ritual or chart checking superstitious in the comment. I'm talking lucky socks, forbidden indicators, maybe a candlelit shrine to RSI 14. No judgment, only documentation for future documentaries. The science of confirmation bias goes back to the 1960s. Psychologists noticed people prefer being right over being curious. In medicine, doctors often misdiagnose because they cling to their first guess. In one study, psychiatrists got it wrong 70% of the time unless they actively searched for what didn't fit. In the military, analysts miss signs of attacks because they couldn't imagine being wrong. And in trading, you zoom in, see a wage, and suddenly you are Napoleon of the Nasdaq. Daniel Kahneman and Tversky, the gods of behavioral finance, said it best. Humans are not rational. They are rationalizing machines. Let's add stress to the mix. Now your brain's really cooking. Under pressure, cortisol spikes. Your brain shrinks. Its focus. Logic takes a back seat. Emotions grab the wheel. And suddenly, you are driving blind into a trade that made zero sense 2 minutes ago. Dr. John Coates found that during stress, traders rely on fast, lazy thinking, not analysis. Instinct, bias, and regret. Steinbarger said it clearly. The more you need to win, the less you see clarity. But traders who treat their trades like testable hypotheses, they stay grounded, open, flexible. Mindfulness too. Just noticing your bias starts to untangle it. But don't stop there. Build habits that protect you before you go full, I'm right and the market is wrong. Quick myth busting session. Myth 1. Experience makes you immune. Wrong. Experience makes your favorite mistakes feel smarter. Myth 2. Clear patterns mean truth. Nope. Patterns appear in random data all the time. The market loves optical illusions. Myth 3. I use multiple indicators so I'm objective. Unless they are all saying the same thing, you're just holding a bias parade. Confirmation bias doesn't care how smart you are. It only needs one thing, your desire to be right. So, let's land this plane. Confirmation bias isn't a glitch. It's a feature of the human brain. But in trading, that feature costs money. It makes you blind to warning signs. It feeds you confidence you didn't earn. It turns your strategy into an echo chamber. But the fix isn't superhuman discipline. It's building system that challenge you. Checklists, blind reviews, honest journaling, and friends who tells you, hey, maybe that's just a sideways job. Because the ultimate trading skill is not predicting the market. It's admitting I was wrong and pivoting before the market punishes you for it. Alright, deep breath. Next time you catch yourself saying, this has to break out. Stop. Flip the chart. Ask the bear. And remember, your ego doesn't pay your bills. Your clarity does. Alright, trader brain, how you feeling? Hopefully not to attack, just a little exposed in a good way. Like realizing your confirmation bias is basically a personal assistant who only brings you good news and quietly burns all the warning signs. But hey, awareness is power. And if this episode made you pause or say, oh no, that's literally me, then mission accomplished. Now, if you want more episodes like this, where we lovingly roast our psychological blind spots, go ahead and subscribe. It's free. It's like putting your brain on a watch list. Low risk, high reward. Feel like sharing this with that one trading buddy who always say, bro, I saw this coming right before the market hits their setup? Send them this episode. Let's normalize being wrong together. Wanna say thanks? There is a thanks button right there. Hit it like you are rejecting a bad trade setup gently but firmly with love. Now, if you would like to buy me a coffee, fantastic. Just try not to pair it with late night voice notes that start with, okay, this might sound crazy, but the candles were talking to me. And if you're feeling extra legendary, check out the Patreon. We have got totally made up support tiers like the Bias Buster Club, where we flip charts upside down and call it technical yoga. The Selective Evidence Society tier comes with exclusive access to my list of bullish signals that were absolutely not real but felt great at the time. And for high roller, the I was early not wrong elite, we meet monthly to justify trade that still haven't worked out since 2022. Whatever tier you pick, just know you're supporting the content that makes trading psychology feel less like homework but more like group therapy with chart. Thanks for being here. Thanks for thinking critically. And thanks for not yelling at your chart today. Or at least not as much. See you in the next episode. Same time, same brain games. Until then, trade safe, challenge your certainty, and remember, you're allowed to be wrong. Just try not to double down on it. Catch you next time.